One thing I've realized is I just realized I literally start almost every video with one thing I've realized is, but whatever, right? Sometimes you're gonna have to be selfish. And the reason I'm using the word selfish is I don't personally think it's being selfish, but people around you will think you're being selfish. Sometimes you're gonna have to put yourself ahead of other people. Now, throughout our days in school and stuff, we're taught don't be selfish, don't be all about yourself, be about other people, always trying to, put other people ahead of yourself. And eventually I feel like there are times when you keep doing that again and again, people will you lose the sense of authority that you have for yourself. That's the case of, you lose that life that you have for yourself. People will start treating you in a way where they don't take you that seriously anymore. If you're being always kind and humble and available to other people, it sounds nice at first. And people will like you for it. They'll categorize you as, such a nice guy, humble guy, whatever. But eventually it becomes a point where they just don't have the respect for you anymore. They kind of treat you like someone to get things done rather than someone who has stuff of his own to do. And you do not want to be that guy. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not telling you to be intentionally rude to someone or intentionally selfish to someone. That's not the point here. But there are situations where it's honestly like I can't even give examples of it, but you will realize in certain times in your life where you have something to get done and something else comes up which involves other people. You're going to be able to help other people, whatever that situation may be. You got to be honest to yourself and ask which one is more worth getting done, which task or whatever you have to do at that point, your stuff versus someone else's, which is more worth at that point. And if the answer is your stuff, whatever you have to do, go ahead and take care of that. Do not think that pleasing other people or being nice to other people is very important or more important than whatever you have to get done. No, sometimes you just have to, in fact, more often than not, you have to put yourself ahead of other people. And unfortunately, we live in a world where that will be called selfish. That'll be called, oh, you just look after yourself. That's happened to me so many times where just once if I don't do something that they don't want me to do or they want me to do, if I don't do that, I'll be called selfish. I'll be called you're all about yourself. You don't care about other people and stuff like that, man. But if you have to have sense of if you have to portray a strong image of yourself, you can't always be about other people. You really can't. Because eventually that kind, humble tag will turn into unserious, unimportant, and you'll just be a person who exists in everyone's life for them to have you get things done for them. Nothing else, nothing more than that. And at the end of the day, even if I'm being called selfish, people don't like me for it, for putting myself ahead of whatever the heck I have to get done for them. I don't freaking care because, yeah, my stuff is more important than getting your stuff done. And again, I can't really give a pinpoint example of this, but you will know, and you will have times come upon you when you gotta pick. Or maybe you already had those times in your life and you've always done what everyone else wants you to do rather than what you want to do. Start doing what you want to do. Most times at least. And over time, you'll create an image of yourself where you know when it is that you need to put yourself ahead of other people, and you know when it is important to put other people ahead of yourself, the important ones. There's room for that too. It doesn't all have to be about yourself, but most times it does. I feel like nowadays people don't value themselves much. we almost undervalue what we're capable of. We don't think of ourselves much. We always try to. I don't know what's the word that I'm looking for, but we don't think of ourselves highly enough. We feel that people immediately call it being you're boasting about yourself, you're being overconfident, stuff like this. And the truth is that it's just you being a proper person. But now the world is such that you have to be extra kind, extra humble, extra, all about everyone else and stuff like that, which I honestly freaking hate. When I was a kid, I used to think that was being nice, that's super nice. But now I hate it, honestly. I hope you can understand the point that I'm trying to get through. I hate being treated like someone who just does what people tell them to do. You have to create a life of your own after a while. You have to build a strong image for yourself. And you're not going to do that by just having your life be about other people all the time. You want to call me selfish? I don't freaking care. Maybe I am selfish, but I like being that.